Have you ever changed for a woman? You thought, she's different, she's special, she treated you well. You felt seen, wanted, maybe for the first time in a long time. So you adjusted. You put her needs first. You spent more time with her. You talked less about your goals. You softened your edges, trying to become the man she would want. You didn't notice it at first, but piece by piece, you gave yourself away. Until one day, there was nothing left that felt like you. And worse, she didn't love you more for it. She got colder, more distant, maybe even cruel. Why? Because she didn't want you to move. She wanted to know that you were real, that your center wouldn't shift just because she smiled or cried or threatened to leave. She wanted a man who knew what he was. At some point, maybe more than once, she will test your beliefs, your values, and your direction. In that moment, you have two choices. You can stand firm, unmoved, and let her either respect you and stay in your world, or choose to walk away. Either way, you remain whole. Or you can bend to please her, hoping to keep the peace. But in doing so, she will begin to lose respect for you, feel emotionally unsafe without even realizing why. And eventually, she will start to pull away. You think, but I'm doing everything for her. And that's the problem. You abandoned your mission to orbit hers. And in doing so, you erased yourself. There is no longer a man to admire, only a shapeshifter built around her moods. In psychological terms, this is called self-abandonment. And worse, it creates codependency, where your sense of worth is tied to her reactions. That dynamic drains her attraction. A man without a center is exhausting. It sounds counterintuitive. You're told to listen, adapt, compromise, and yes, in healthy doses, those things matter. But at the core, women are drawn to men who don't bend. A woman cannot trust a man who doesn't trust himself. Psychologically, this relates to what's called emotional anchoring. In any relationship, one person tends to be the emotional anchor or grounding presence. The other person orbits around that emotional center. If you move, she feels adrift. If you stay rooted, she has something to orient herself around. In other words, she can trust you with her emotional world only if she sees you won't collapse under the weight of it. If she tests you with her words, emotions, or behavior, and you budge, you fail. Not because you're cruel, not because she's evil, but because her subconscious is watching for something deeper. Is he stable enough for me to rely on? This test is evolutionary. It has roots in evolutionary psychology. In ancient environments, a woman's survival, and her children's, depended on a man's ability to hold ground under pressure, not just from predators, but from hunger, threats, pain, uncertainty. If you buckle under the pressure of her disapproval, how could you possibly handle the weight of life?